Hello, Rain's Wildcats. Welcome to RHS Movie Reviews. Here we have Chris, and I'm Nathan, and we will be reviewing The Last Airbender with the new trailer that dropped, assumedly, a few days ago.
So, to begin with, Avatar The Last Airbender has currently 2 series that are actually animated, and the first series is Avatar The Last Airbender, which is the first movie that will be coming out. It is a 3-part series. There's the first book, The Book of Water. There's the second book, The Book of Earth, and the third book, The Book of Fire. The first book takes place when Aang wakes up from the iceberg and is met with Katara and Sokka. This series has been very personal to me, as this was the first series I ever watched that actually took a toll on me. It was very emotional. There was a lot of heartfelt moments, a lot of laughter. I am very excited to see this movie. Avatar The Last Airbender, that is dropping on February 22nd of 2024. This year, it is coming out on February 22nd. Make sure to go watch it. Nathan, do you have anything to say?
Yes. As a fan who has not seen barely any Avatar content, except maybe watching the live-action movie, well, the older one, a while ago, the trailer looks very good, and the CGI fight scenes from what the trailer showed look very well done and put together. And it looks just like a very interesting and fun movie to watch, and I might actually go watch it.
It's crazy because the last movie was, I'm not going to say low budget, but it was not a very well put together film.
Yeah.
They tried squeezing all 3 books into one film, and it did not come out right. At least in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. So how would you rate it, like 1 to 5, on how well
1 to 5, I'd probably rate it 11. The series or the movie? The series is definitely a 10 at best. And I'm excited to see this movie, because if this movie comes out and it is a banger, it is definitely going to be on the same level.
For me, I would rate it a 5. It's one of the most interesting trailers for any piece of media that I've seen in a very long time, and I will definitely be trying to watch that whenever it does drop. We are watching Lisa Frankenstein.
Lisa Frankenstein.
We just watched the trailer right now. Chris, what are your thoughts on it?
I think this is a really silly movie. Not bad silly, but like funny silly. Like it's a comedy movie, but it's a coming of age story, or rather a coming of rage story. This movie takes place in I don't know when, so Nathan, come on.
Looks like maybe around modern day, slightly earlier, like
early
older,
20,
early modern day, early 20, yeah, early 2000s.
Yeah, early 2000s. So the story is about a girl who is in high school, I presume. She is in love with Victor Frankenstein.
Who by this point's dead.
Yeah, she goes to his grave, talks to him, reads to him, brings flowers. I guess she's obsessed with his work, all that kind of stuff, and she is in love with him, like madly in love. So one night something mysterious happens, and lightning strikes his grave while she's not there. And Victor Frankenstein appears out of nowhere. He's alive now. Again, like Frankenstein's monster, which is very fascinating to me. And when she didn't know that he came to life, so he is now alive, and she didn't know it.
And apparently, while he was in the grave, I'm guessing he might have heard her, because he went and visited her after he came to life.
Yeah.
From what the trailer looked like. He was all covered in mud, came into her house, and she freaked out because, walking dead corpse just showed up in her house because she didn't know who he was. He was covered in mud, and he had to point it out to her near, part of the trailer until she noticed.
I would also freak out if I saw a dead body on my lawn. And when she finally realized that it was Victor Frankenstein, she wasn't freaking out anymore. She wanted to help him. So, and then he asked about getting his hand back. He went, Victor Frankenstein needed help getting his body back. Not his body, but his body parts back. He needed to be healed. But they didn't have a cure for it, so I guess they started murdering people?
Yeah, they started murdering people, putting them in some grave.
Putting them in his grave.
Yeah, in his grave.
And that's where he started to heal. His body became less rancid and less broken down, and the more people he, I guess, killed, the better he looked. that kind of makes sense because of Frankenstein's monster. He was made out of people, just random body parts from here and there. And they made Frankenstein's monster. So I believe that that's how that works.
Yeah, me too.
But she slowly went from a calm girl to she went through a goth phase and is still in it. She become less cool and is starting to become insane, more diabolical. That's the right word.
That's the word. That's the word I would have went with.
Yeah,
too.
diabolical. So Nathan, what would you rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
From what I've heard, it's a very creative and unique twist on Frankenstein. I would rate that a 4 out of 5.
A 4 out of 5?
Yeah.
Out of 10? Dude, that's so cool.
It's more like an 8 out of 10 if you look at it that way. But
yeah. I would personally rate it an 8 out of 10 because I'm very excited to see this movie. It actually looks very interesting, and it's a very nice twist onto Frankenstein and those books and movies and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Wildcats. Kung Fu Panda 4.
Kung Fu Panda 4, the trailer.
I am excited for this movie. Kung Fu Panda has been a very, very good series so far, and I'm very excited that Jack Black decided to make another movie. Well, he didn't make the movie, but I'm really glad that he is still the Kung Fu Panda.
He is the best.
He's the best.
You could not replace him with any other actor.
Absolutely
and they
not.
would not do as good.
Absolutely not. So Tai Lung is back, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
I believe the last time he was seen was in the first movie?
Yeah, he was gone in like the first movie and then just vanished.
Well, there's a new villain, the Chameleon. So this new villain is very strong. She seems very strong and very able. She has her own army, which is pretty cool. She has her own fortress, all that kind of stuff. Apparently, Poe is not the Dragon Warrior anymore. He is supposed to be taking on a role of Master Oogway, being more calm, meditating all the time, very relaxed, all that kind of stuff. But he doesn't want that. He wants to stay in the action. He wants to be out there. He wants to have fun, all that kind of stuff. And I am excited to see it looks like a really good movie. They go to a new area where Poe has never been. It's like a civilization area. And it's not like his hometown. It's nothing like that. It's like a metropolis where it's just a city of crooks.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just the city of crooks. And Poe and his new little furry buddy, they recruit a bunch of crooks to help them take down the Chameleon.
Yeah.
So Nathan, how would you rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 17?
From 17?
No.
Okay, from the looks of things, it appears to be very interesting. Once again, they have proven that they can make very interesting and in-depth villains for the Kung Fu Panda series. Mm-hmm. I don't think a single one has been bad in any way. They've all been great. Not. And this one, I think, once again proved itself to have another very interesting villain, and that has been my favorite part of all the Kung Fu Panda movies. Just for that alone, from 1 to 17, it's probably at least like a 13 for that alone. And then for the rest of the movie, it just looks like it's a very fun, action-packed, and comedy-filled movie. So honestly, I would rate that one as 17 out of 17.
Gotcha. Now, on my scale of 1 to pickles, I choose 94. So the movie is very, I'm going to say, well put together, and I'm really excited to see this. It is, DreamWorks never misses, honestly. They always drop bangers after bangers after bangers, except for the third movies. So on a scale of 1 to 10, actually, I would probably rate it a 9 out of 10. Today we will be reviewing the new trailer for Demon Slayer to the Hashira Training. That is the next arc in the Demon Slayer universe. So the first was the Hinokami Chronicles, where it takes place on the mountaintop where they fight the spider demons. The second arc is the Mugen Train arc. Now, some people count it as the first season still, but I count it as the second. The second is a very heartfelt and sad season because one of the most beloved members passes. And the third arc, to the Swordsmith Village. That one came out last year, probably around later in the year, probably July and below. I cannot remember. I cannot place my finger on it. However, that one takes place with the duplicate demons, the ones that can split off. I believe there's up to 4, because Nezuko is a demon, she cannot go in the sunlight. Well, in this season, she can. She can talk again as well. She's becoming more and more human. So in this season, all Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu, they begin training with the Hashira to become better fit. This is a yearly practice, I believe. A yearly practice where they train their bodies maximum. Like, they get peak human capacity. They work on their breathing exercises. They run, they work out, all this kind of stuff. And there are some challenges where they will not pass if you are not able to. I, for one, read the comics. Not the comics, the manga. I read the manga, start to finish. I loved it so much, especially the training arc. I wouldn't say it's heartfelt, but it's very surprising. Zenitsu goes through a rehabilitation, I would say. He's not as scared anymore. He's not as shy. He doesn't back down anymore. Me personally, if I'm going to be 100% honest, they follow the manga perfectly. They follow it detail by detail. So I'm going to rate it a 9 out of 10 for an anime series and a 10 out of 10 personally. Thank you so much, Wildcats. This is RHS Wildcat Legends with movie reviews. This is Nathan, this is me, Chris, and we will see you in the next one.